Well, good evening and welcome to Live in the Hive. It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and the only place to be is here with me in my garden bar, the Hive. It's so good to be back. We have had a bit of hiatus for the past 2 weeks, but now I'm fully fit. We're raring to go. We've got the scampi fries in the background. We've got the drinks at the ready. All we need is the guests. And what a show have we got in store for you? We have got a brilliant entertainment, events, and women in business planner called Lynn Cutler. She's coming up a little bit later on, talking about her inspirational life and some amazing events that are on the horizon. We've got my husband. My husband is here in the Hive telling us about the Boat of Hope, which you might remember from a few weeks back. It's a fantastic campaign raising awareness for mental health. And to kick off the show, we have got a fantastic actress. You may remember her in Coronation Street as Cilla Battersby Brown. Who can forget the fantastic Wendy Peters? Well, it's been a long time since she's been on the street, and she has been hell of a busy lady. She's been treading the boards delightfully, and she is coming down my neck of the woods at the moment. She's starring in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow at the Oldham Coliseum, and well, she's kind of on stage at the moment, but I did manage to catch up with her earlier on this afternoon, just when she was in the dressing room, and she told me all about what to expect from the show. Take a look. It is so good to have you on Live in the Hive. I know you're in your dressing room, and I know you're going on stage tonight in The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, no, it's really exciting, and it couldn't be better for Halloween week at the Oldham Coliseum. It is Washington Irving's novel, but with a big adaptation by Philip Meeks, our brilliant writer, who has brought in, because the actual novel doesn't have an awful lot about it. Obviously, it's about the Headless Horseman, but it doesn't have a lot of characters in it. So he's embellished it a little bit, and we have lots of characters now in Sleepy Hollow who are very strange and a bit spooky.
Oh, do you know what, as well? I think it's a perfect thing for this week, because the build up to Halloween, being at the Oldham Coliseum, they must be loving it, right?
Yeah, no, they are. They're so lovely, the audiences here. I mean, I don't want to say it, but, you know, there is something about Northern audiences. They just go with it. They run with it. And they're laughing and they're shrieking, and there's lots of going on in the audience because we also have, you know, lots of big fights and lots of illusions. So they're really, really loving it here, which is great.
I've heard that they're spectacular, these illusions, because you have got a thing called the Headless Horseman, which is a big centre around the Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So do we see a lot of magic happen on stage?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, there is a Headless Horseman. There is a very clever illusion. I can't give too much away. I mean, you don't want to spoil it for people, but it's really funny. Now I know how they work. It's you know, the things you've watched for years and gone, oh, how did they do that? Suddenly there's little bits I go, that's how they do it. And it's just really, really clever. And fitting it all in within a live production makes it even more exciting, because on top of, you know, actors and fights and bloodshed and a bit of movement, you know, we have lots of scene changes which are transitional, and we become different characters. You have these slight moments where you think, oh, is everything going to go right? Who knows?
Oh, well, that's brilliant. I mean, you said there's lots of characters as well. So I imagine not only does it keep the audience on their toes with the illusions and the characters, but you as an actress to get the chance to play not just one main character, which is Mariette, the widow of the village, but you get to put on other roles, don't you, Wendy?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the lovely thing about it. I love doing multi-role stuff. I've done a bit before with Northern Broadsides and with Help Up, but as well as playing Mariette, who's my main character, who's the widow in Sleepy Hollow, who's slightly estranged, lives just on the outside of the village, has a bit of a dark secret, which does get revealed as we go through the evening. I also play, because the people, the inhabitants of Sleepy Hollow originate from the Dutch settlers. They came over from the Netherlands on a Lady Gorinsham ship, the ship called Lady Gorinsham. So we actually do a lot of storytelling within the stories. We see them arriving. So within that, I play a character called Edelmina, who's a little bit wicked and ran a bordello house. And so we get a chance to do lots of different characters, different accents. Really good fun.
You also get to play alongside this guy, the lovely
Yes.
Bill Ward. Of course,
Yeah.
you played with him. There was a crossover in Coronation Street when he played Charlie Stubbs and you played Scylla. Is it nice being on stage and rekindling, that connection?
Yeah, it's lovely because although we were together at Corrie over the same period of 4 years, you very much work with your own families in Corrie. All scenes are filmed at one day, and you probably only ever meet in the Rovers or out on location on the street. So it's been really lovely getting back together and both having such a passion for theatre. We both adore our theatre work, so it's lovely to be on the same wavelength.
I hear he actually plays a 90-year-old cook in this show. Is it like how
He
how
does.
does that come across with Bill? Does he play it well?
He has a lovely apron and mop cap. Yeah. Yes, he plays the Naya Pin, who is the chief cook within Sleepy Hollow. She's 95 and she cooks up the hachi, the special meat stew for Hallowmas when we're celebrating Hallowmas. Yeah, he plays her as well as a lot of different characters. We all do. It's just really good fun and we're loving it.
Well, that sounds really, quite hilarious, just seeing him in that. But I know it is quite a spooky show itself. Now, are you a believer in ghosts? Have you ever had like a ghostly experience, Wendy?
I don't really believe. I have no proof personally that they exist. I once did a ghost hunting program for television, and they took us to the Isle of Man for a weekend and put us in a theatre there, which is where I'm really most at home. So it was a bit odd, and there was nothing that happened, or things did happen. Nothing that happened that I felt had come from anywhere else, out of the ether. So no, not particularly.
We'll say no more. We'll say no
Yeah.
more. I've got to ask you, because you have done a fair bit of theatre and television, it sounds like you absolutely adore theatre. But if you did have to choose, what would it be? Which one would you lean towards?
Oh, I mean, I love doing both. TV, theatre, voiceovers. I do lots of everything. But if I was going to give them one choice, it would definitely be theatre for the rest of my career, because it's where I feel most at home. My mum used to take myself and my sister to the Palace Theatre and to the Opera House in Manchester when we were little to watch all the big musicals when they came to town. And that's where I fell in love with theatre and wanting to do it and pursue it as a career. So it would have to be theatre for me.
And of course, you mentioned the Palace Theatre then. You were originally from near Blackburn. Was it Clitheroe that you
Yeah, near Clitheroe. I was born in Worley, and I went to school in Clitheroe. So yeah, that's where I lived till I was 16, and then moved down to London. But it's being in Oldham this week. It's lovely to be home and be staying at mum and dad's and catching up with everybody. Because lockdown proved hard to get to see people. So it's been lovely being back up here and driving around. It's beautiful countryside. I do adore it up here, apart from the weather.
Oh no, it is a little bit cold right now.
Yeah, it's not great.
But you aren't just stopping once, actually, up north. We've got you in Oldham at the moment, and that's running until Saturday that you're at the Coliseum. But then you're coming back after a brief break for Christmas, aren't you?
Yeah, we've got a few more weeks, and then we have a break over Christmas where I'm off to Leicester to do Panto at the Montfort Hall, and then we go back on tour for about another 8 weeks, and we open up in January the 18th at the Lyceum in Crewe. So, it's not too far away. If you're South Manchester that way, pop down to Crewe and come and be spooked after Christmas. But all the ticket sales for wherever we are, because there's a few other places that aren't too far away, are on tiltedwigproductions.com. That's the website, and you can do it. There's links to all the theatre there. So tiltedwigproductions.com.
That is brilliant. I've got to ask before you go and leave us to go and do one last rehearsal before you go on stage tonight. Will we ever see you back in Coronation Street? I know people will be watching tonight going, oh, is she going to come back as Scylla?
I know. Well, never say never. And I always say this, and you can always guarantee that somebody picks up on that and says, oh, yes, she's coming back. No, I'm not. I have no plans at the moment. Nobody's called me. Scylla's out there somewhere. I don't know where. I think she's in Wolverhampton at the moment. I dip in every now and then to watch just to see how Chesney and Fizz are getting on. But no plans whatsoever, Scylla. I'm far too busy, luckily, doing Sleepy Hollow and the Panto, and who knows after that.
Oh, but did you ever nick anything though on your last proper day as Scylla?
I have a box in the loft. Shh, shh. I got her jewelry, which came back when I came back. I've got jewelry. I've got a little hat that she had. I've got a silver sequin bag, which she used to carry all the time with her. And I also found, when I was clearing out my loft during lockdown, a wedding script, Les and Scylla's wedding script, signed by all of status quo. So that's one to keep forever.
That is definitely one to keep.
Yeah.
And if I remember rightly, it's Scylla and Leslie's anniversary coming up on Halloween, isn't it? Will you be getting that script out again?
Of course, yes. They always got, yes. It was a perfect wedding day for them, wasn't it? Halloween.
It was.
A couple of monsters. Yes, no, it's hers, and it's also my real wedding anniversary on the 30th. So we have a weekend of it. I'll be celebrating more on the 30th, to be honest, than the 31st. But yeah, no, it's the wedding anniversary. I can't remember how many years Les and Scylla must have been married. I mean, it must be 14, 15 years since I left. So It's a long time. Yeah.
Wow. Gosh, well, enjoy celebrating both those wedding occasions. Enjoy the rest of the run at the Colosseum, and we'll see you back up north very soon.
Yes, thank you so much, Michelle.
Oh, she was absolutely lovely. And that sounds a fantastic production, that does. That's the legend of Sleepy Hollow. I was going to say Hollywood, and that would be a different play entirely. And she is on stage right now. Thank you so much, Wendy Peters. What a star. Now, talking of stars, I have my own star. Yes, I do. You thought it was just Daisy and Harry, my mini presenters, but actually, Mr. Eagleton, in his own right, is a bit of a star in the art world. Yes, I've got to welcome my one, my only true husband. I'm not going to get anyone better. It is Mr. Justin Eagleton. Welcome to the Hive.
Hi.
You are quite reluctant when you're coming in the Hive. I have to drag you in here, don't I?
I am very reluctant to appear on here.
Come on, a little bit closer.
Do I need to come a bit
like
nearer?
You really like me.
God.
Okay. Now, there is a reason I have got my husband in the Hive today. It's not just because I love him lots and I'm trying to get brownie points. It is because he's involved in a fantastic campaign. It's called the Boat of Hope. And you might remember, if you've watched Live in the Hive before, that Bernie Hollywood, who is behind this wonderful project, was on our show quite a few weeks back now talking about the campaign. But this week, it was really an exciting point for all of the team at Boat of Hope. But tell us first about Boat of Hope for anyone who missed that episode.
So the Boat of Hope is a mental health campaign. It's a project where my friend, Bernie Hollywood, is going to row solo across the Atlantic Ocean, 3,500 miles from the Canary Islands to Antigua.
Wow.
So he's going to do this solo row, but the difference being his boat is basically a work of art that I've designed.
Yeah. So the boat itself is been wrapped with the artwork that Justin has designed, and it really is a representation of mental health, really, isn't it? You've got one side of the boat is kind of despair.
One's despair and one side's hope, and we're basically raising awareness of mental health amongst young people and just raising the profile of it, really, and trying to raise £1 million for the Samaritans and Love Rowing.
And do you know what? I think that's amazing. And that amount of money will make a difference so much. But the thing about this is that it's the awareness, really, starting conversations, especially with the youth today, and really getting them to open up. Now, this week, you had an unveil and you had the naming ceremony of the boat. I thought it was just the Queen that did like naming ceremonies, but it isn't. We all went off to Liverpool, didn't we?
We all went off to Liverpool on Tuesday. We had the naming ceremony. 2 weeks earlier, we had the unveil, which was very official, in front of the Queen's House at the National Maritime Museum. So that was a huge event, a lot more formal. And we had Gillian Keegan MP, who helped to unveil there. And then this week was a lot less formal and a lot more scouse. We did it in the Albert Dock in Liverpool, which is Bernie's home ground. and the boat was named the City of Liverpool.
Well, we've actually got some pictures that we're going to throw up there.
Wow, look at me.
Look at you with your togs on and all kind of like glossy there. You do, don't you? Yeah. This is the boat that we're talking about. We can only see a little bit of the boat here. I'm going to show some more images. This is a bigger picture of you and my gorgeous mother-in-law, Joan. It is quite a big boat, isn't it? It's not, just a small rowing boat, and it's got to be big because he's living on it for around 90 days.
Yep, it's about 90 days, the voyage from start to finish. He's got enough supplies for 90 days. So if he takes 91 days, he's going to go hungry.
You're joking.
He's got 90-day supplies of food. And it's a fully hands-on. I think his schedule is something like, could be wrong slightly, but about 16 hours rowing every single day, 4 hours sleep every single day, and 2 hours maintenance. And maintenance being, he's got to get out of the boat, clean every aspect. He's got to get underneath the boat and clean the bottom. It's crazy. He's a brave man.
I don't think people realize that it's kind of living on kind of powdered food as well. The fact that there's nobody kind of close to you. You told me, I think, a statistic about the person that is closest to him, or the thing that is closest to him is the solar system or something.
The closest person to him when he's in the middle of the Atlantic will be 1,000 miles from South America. It'll be 1,000 miles from the Canaries. The closest person to him will be on the space station.
Wow. That is incredible.
Which is 240 miles.
And we're seeing the team that have kind of put this whole thing together, led by Bernie, who actually looks quite similar to you, dare I say it.
Yeah.
You're even wearing the same jumper that you're wearing now.
It's got a bit of Right Said Fred tribute concert about it.
It's on the left-hand side. That's Bernie Hollywood with a cap on. And talk us through a few of the people that we've got who came out to the naming ceremony there, because, there was hundreds of people anyway that were watching this. But these people are really key, aren't they?
Yeah, we basically, dignitary wise, we had the three mayors of Liverpool. So the civic mayor, the Lord Mayor, and the other mayor. I'm not sure what they all are. And they were amazing. They came along. We had the lieutenant of Liverpool, I think. But the main people in our team there, we've got Ben Hughes, who's the musician. We've got Natalie Rees-Billing, who wrote the book. And we've got, who else is there? Matt Gray is there with the red tie in the background. He's the Samaritans lead for the Northwest. We've got a couple of Everton footballers there. We've got a hell of a big team. We've got about 25 in the team now from when I started.
That is unbelievable.
Authors, musicians, TV producers, it's incredible.
It really is. But we have to see some of the footage because, again, I think this is something I've never seen close up before. And I think they had a little bit of trouble with the champagne.
Oh, yeah. I thought we were going to break the boat.
Let's take a look at what happened when the Boat of Hope was officially named. Here you go.
We name this boat City of Liverpool. May God bless it and all who row in it.
You've got to get a good shake going on, haven't you?
The thing about it, when they were aiming the cork and took the cork out, they were aiming at my face, which I never said at the time.
What does that say? Well, I think you really get the sense of the boat there and kind of see.
Yeah, I mean, it's
how did it feel for you as the artist? Seeing it come to life like that. Because you've been looking at those images for so long.
I've looked at it probably too much. I've done it now for 9 months, so I've seen it. So my thing is to take a step back at events like that. I did it the other week. They pulled the sheet off it, and I took a step back because I know what it looks like. I was there when it was wrapped, and it's crazy. It's crazy. It's very surreal actually. But to see other people's reactions, that's why I do it. Yeah. And the difference it'll make. It's a 21-foot boat, so it's a 42-foot mural. And it goes through every gamut of despair through to hope, basically.
So it's named now, but the actual Talisker Whiskey race, which this is part of, and this is when, Bernie's going to do those 3,500 miles across the Atlantic. Yeah. It's next December, isn't it? So between now and then, what kind of things can we look forward to and expect?
Yeah, so the next big activation that everybody will be aware of, other than Bernie putting a post out about training in it, because it's on the River Dee now, in North Wales. First activation is April the 1st next year, which we are taking it down to RAF Lynham, and then we're going to walk it up and down a runway for 30 days, 10 miles every single day, for, again, raising awareness, get some viral campaign, hopefully send it around social media. And then after that, it's going to do a tour of the country. So we're going to tour 50 schools around every country, every part of the country. So England, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, etc. Via parent pay and with the Hub of Hope, who are also going to join us on that. And Natalie and myself will be joining for a few dates.
Fantastic. So
and then and then after that, it's then gets shipped over to the Canaries in November.
Gosh, and we've also got a book out right now, which is the number one children's book on Amazon right now, Bernie and Boaty. So, you know, if it wasn't like good enough having this amazing boat that going across the Atlantic, this is a really special book, obviously aimed at a younger audience, but it's telling the journey, isn't it, of the boat, but also kind of does have that mental health awareness in it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, this is the story of Bernie's journey with the mental health thing, going through a kid's book. So it just makes it more accessible for young people to read. And it is a fantastic, I mean, a lot of these images are on the boat, because I wanted to carry the imagery from the boat and the book and just tie it all in so people can sort of make that association. But it's a fantastic book. Go on Amazon, search Bernie and Boaty. Go on the website for Boat of Hope, which is just boatofhope.com. And find out more, get involved. You know, if you want to get involved in any way, then just get in touch with one of the team.
Oh, no, absolutely. And the book is by Natalie Reeves Billing. She's a brilliant author. Again, she was on the show a couple of weeks back, and she's just incredible. And the illustrations, I know I should be biased because we love your artwork, but Lisa Williams has done these gorgeous illustrations.
She's better than me.
I'm not going to say anything about that one, but no, Lisa's done brilliant stuff. And as a mum myself, I think this is a great book for children to have, because it's got a great message in it. So some amazing things to look forward to.
100% of the profit from the sales of that book all go to the campaign,
which is fantastic and really worthy. I'm going to leave us now, though, with the song, the sea shanty, that is connected to this book, Bernie and Boaty. It was performed brilliantly at the naming ceremony, and I think you guys will all like it too. So if we take a look at the sea shanty, and I tell you what, it will stay with you. The song after this, it really, really will do. So don't blame me if you're humming this forever, but we will keep you informed about the Boat of Hope and its journey right throughout the next 12 months. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay.
I feel like a boat in a storm. With you by my side, I will keep us warm. Life would be sweet if we just made a start. So I'll keep hope alive. Up and down road. Several days it was raining and wet. You were as stretched as a boatman could get. I wish for the clouds to break up in the sky. Send us a sunbeam to help you to dry. So we went on with the wind at my back. I took the lead as the day turned to light. Racing with the stars and it goes through the night. Shimmering pathway to guide us tonight. Sometimes I feel like a boat in a storm. With you by my side, I will keep us warm. Life would be sweet if we just made a start. So I'll keep hope alive in my up and down road.
Absolutely fabulous. I loved that. The whole day was just magical, and that campaign is such a special one. I think it's brilliant that we are spreading awareness, especially in the youth, about mental health. So good luck, Bernie. Good luck, the rest of the team. You are doing amazing. And also, if you do want to follow my husband, because I'm sure he'll say to me, you know, get me some followers, then definitely do find him on Instagram. You know, he's quite good at art. Justin_Eagleton, and you will find all his stuff and artwork. You'll see no pictures of me. No pictures of me. Maybe a few of the kids, but none of me. So I hope you're enjoying this evening's show. We've had some great guests already. We've had the wonderful Wendy Peters from Coronation Street. We've also had my husband Justin talking about the fantastic Boat of Hope. We are here every week, but as of next week, we have a change. I did promise people on social media we have a big announcement to make, and we are changing our times from Thursday at 8 to Sundays. Oh yes, Live in the Hive is switching itself up, and we are going even more sparkly. We are going to be dedicating ourselves to the wonderful world of theatre. I am a jazz hands girl. I am going to be treading the boards, bringing you some fabulous showbiz each and every week. There's going to be content throughout of the week, and then there's going to be a weekly roundup every Sunday. So hopefully your Sundays will get even brighter. But tonight the show is going to get bright because I have got a glittery guest right now. She is absolutely fantastic. I really, really think this woman is a superwoman. She's a superpower when it comes to events. Who am I talking about? Well, it's the one and only Lynn Cutler from The Edge Events. Hello, Lynn.
Hi, Michelle.
Oh,
Thank you for
Lynn,
having me on.
do you know what? I've been dying to have you on for so many weeks because we've chatted before and I've gone to some of your events, but what you do is real magic. Tell us a little bit about how you got started in doing events.
Oh, thank you so much, Michelle. And may I say, you're looking amazing. I haven't seen you for a while. You're looking glowing. And Justin, that is incredible. Boat of Hope. We're going to follow that because I'm all about mental health as well. So if I can get involved, that'd be great. And I've got my Prosecco.
I love it. Do you know what?
Yeah.
I would love to say I've got my Prosecco, but there's no Prosecco in the house. There's only beer.
Oh,
That's not glamorous,
really?
is it?
I managed to find a little one from an event. So there you go. But yeah. So yeah, how did I start? So I guess it was fluke, really. I've always had a passion for events. I guess you could say going to lots of events myself. I've got a real attention, it's that attention to detail. Turning up at events thinking, I can do that. Maybe I could do that even better. And I was before that I was in corporate sales, and I just had such a passion for this. And I was actually out with friends, just to fast track this. I was out with friends in Alderley Edge in Cheshire, and I just said I really want to do events. There's something in my blood that really wanted to do that. And they said, Lou, just go for it. And I just wrote down the name, The Edge Events. I was having dinner there in Alderley Edge. That's how the name came about. And so it just stuck, and it I guess attracted a lot of the Cheshire set, and people thought I was based in Cheshire, and and I ended up doing a lot with that side of things as well, and it just led
but you
to.
are a real people person, Lynn, and I think
Thank you.
Anybody who does events really has to kind of gel with people, and I think that kind of thing is what you do so well. I know when you first started out with kind of your events, it was very much kind of the celebrity scene, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I just fell into that, I guess. So I to start, where do you start? I didn't.
Well, maybe start with this guy. Look at that.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, Corrie. I mean, honestly, I was going to say Wendy. I'm so in awe because I'm such a fan of Corrie as well. So as well as having them at my events, I'm always there, watching the show. But yeah, that's Goldie. So she's a really good friend of mine now, and she's on the X Factor, The Voice. Yeah, it just happened. I think that it was a fluke. Everything, they say just make it till you make it kind of thing, just winging it. And I started off, I did my own PR party, and just so many people just got behind that. And I just, everything from there just kind of platformed. And I just went to every single networking event till I became a familiar face. And people then knew me or know me now. I could walk into any of these events. It's like, Lynn, the statement look. And I basically got offered red carpet events.
Wow.
That's how it happened. So I'm really known for organising these quite lavish red carpet events with amazing jaw-dropping entertainment. We have a few celebrities, and that's how it started. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, fire eaters.
You do the whole shebang, like you say. It is something where you've got to be a people person, but you've also got to be very organized, because you've got to make sure that everything runs really smoothly. So from the entertainment to kind of the food to, I know, you get violinists, everything kind of there, and you're just making sure that people are having a good time. But what I would say is, I love the fact that your kind of business has moved, and I feel like it's come off the back of maybe the fact that you are good at networking, and you know the importance of networking as a woman and kind of a woman in business, and the great thing is you're supporting women now, which I'm a huge champion of, Lynn.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad as you said that, because that again, it's just the journey and the way that this has evolved has been phenomenal, really. Because I started off in doing these amazing events, just lucky, just restaurants and bars, reputation, and being booked purely on the next one and the next one, and then I got booked for a ladies who lunch, and it was ladies who lunch and drink pink gin. We had the doors open. We had a sax player. I think you came, didn't you, in your pink, Michelle?
I did.
And it was amazing. And I filled the venue with a waiting list, and lots of women were approaching me saying, "Lynn, can you support us and do these events?" Thank you, Irene. Oh my God, this is my amazing second mum, Irene Estrie. I love her. Yeah. So Irene's been to my Ladies Who Lunch event, but it turned into Women in Business. And I've done a load of these. I've rolled them out over the last 4 or 5 years, giving women a platform to promote what they do best. So I'm really behind supporting women in business. That's not to alienate the men out there. The men are welcome. And it just kind of happened like that, really. And that attracted, or whatever you want to call it, the law of attraction, whatever you want to, say, it's women booking me for their empowering women events. And so I've done a whole load of different events.
And how important is it to you to support other women?
It's so valuable. It's so important to get behind. Being a woman in business myself, and knowing how tough it is in this industry to make it, no matter whether it's woman, man, any industry, but as a woman in business, it's such a great accolade and feeling to support other women. And I mean, you were at one that I did, the Woman Up. That was amazing.
Incredible. That was Jodie Sol and her book launch, and that again was about women empowering women. But the fact that you were running that and kind of supporting that woman through her journey, it was just, and I think when we all pull together, we are really strong, aren't we, Lynn?
One of the things, excuse me. One of the things,
I know it's going down well, Lynn.
I'm normally there with a herbal tea at this time, Michelle. But yeah, so one of the things that really inspired me, what Jodie said from A Woman Up, and honestly, you should definitely get the book. Little plug there for you, Michelle. But Jodie, but she did say, that it's women supporting other women. It's great, and that we should be doing more of that. But it doesn't always translate that much. You don't always see it. You see. So when I'm able to do that, I feel like, if I'm working with a brand or company, it's great to support them. But it does work. It works both ways. It's a collaboration. It's like, let's support each other. And I've seen the flip side as well, where women will not do that, and they'll, there is that saying, I'm not here to compete, I'm here to collaborate. So I'm all about inspiring, and if I can see that women have, given them a platform and they've grown and developed because of me getting behind them, then it's such an amazing feeling to be able to to do that, because
Yeah.
I know what it's like myself, I guess. So, yeah.
So say I was a woman in business and, you know, I had like a new startup business, or I've been going for a while, but, you know, I kind of needed somebody to do an event or kind of help. What kind of things can you do for people? Can people just get in touch with you, or do
Yeah.
they have to be a certain, you know, a certain point in their business, Lynn?
No, that's a really good question, actually. I mean, to be honest, I help all. I've worked with some massive corporate companies, and I've got some incredible like brand clients that are, you know, already up there, but still want that, you know, that kind of extra, whether it's a launch or a brand promotion or PR campaign. And I work with startups to all the way through to women who are already at that level, but just want to take it to the next level, if that makes sense. What
Yeah.
I do, which I'd like to say kind of sets me apart in a way, is you book in a discovery call with me first. I then listen to I get under the skin of that brand. So what is it that they want? That, you know, as a brand, you know, what is it that brand is looking for? How can I help them take it to the next level? And what's the ultimate goal? And it's just a lot of listening, really, and fact finding first. So I never go in with, this is what I'm going to do for you, this is what I could do, until I find out what they would like from that. And then
I think that's really important, because I think, you know, if you are doing a business, sometimes your mind is so on that business that you need that other person to kind of have that fresh pair of eyes, but also be listening to what you want as well, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And I then, you know, just see where I go with it, really. To me, it's all about building the foundations, building trust. Trust is so important. It's a mutual thing. And building friendships, you know, and a lot of my clients that started off as clients have now become lifelong friends, you know. I'll go for a drink with them and all of this. And but what I do is I will work to their budget and work to their brief, basically. So if someone was to approach me and say, do you know what, Lynn, this is what I've got to play, this is what I've got, this is the kind of the funds I've got available, I will put together a presentation, like a proposal. This is what I can do for that. But if you want to go to the next level, I do what I call bolt-on, so I can add that on. And I work with clients. If it's for example, I offer PR campaigns. I work with them on a 3-month basis, first of all, to install that faith. I don't tie them into a 12-month, because I feel like, let's get to know each other first. Let's see that this is where you can see where the results, how this is, you know, how we can work together. Are we a good fit? And that really does work, I find, to help businesses take them, you know, to the next level.
And you've got something really exciting coming up in December. So this is great for Christmas, and also kind of dipping your toe in the water, really. You've got a great Women in Business event coming up on the 16th of December, right?
I have. You went into like a bit of robot mode, but I think I've caught what you were saying. So yeah, I've been super busy, as you can imagine. You know, it's been really crazy. The whole thing with the pandemic, events came to a halt. I really had to reinvent. Hi, Mom. I love seeing people. My mom, biggest supporter. So yeah, it was really, really tough to then, you know, say, what do I do now? So I actually went digital, and I did some events online via Zoom with some amazing guest speakers. Then we head over to Facebook Live, and there's a fantastic after party. And what I like to do is reinvent what I do when people come to my events. You've been to a few now. So you walk in, you get the glass of, you get given a cocktail, you go away with a goodie bag, you know, you mix and mingle, network, and there's some live entertainment. So I've really recreated that on a digital platform, and now I'm mixing it up with actual events. So I want to keep that going. So yes, I've just finalise my next event for the Women in Business, which is the 16th of December.
Well, the banner
I'd love you
below has got some information about it, and also
fantastic.
the email address of getting in touch with you, Lynn, because if anybody does kind of want to get in touch as kind of a business, a guest speaker, or actually come to the event, like I say, I think that's a nice way to just kind of experience that. And what I've learned, especially over the past few months, is actually networking isn't as scary or as a bit cheesy as it used to be. I think, especially as a woman, I felt networking quite hard over the years and almost like, oh, what do I say? What do I do? But I think now it's almost like getting lots of women together and they've all got the right mindset and everybody wants to support everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, something amazing happens when women get together. There's some sort of unity there. It's just this incredible energy. And I just seem to attract those, it's like you attract your vibe, your tribe, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm really been fortunate because 10 years, really, I started off 10 years ago. And solidly networking myself. That's how I got to this stage. That's how I grew my client base. I was going to every single networking event to finally be up for an award. It was just like so amazing.
I know you were up for the Networker of the Year, weren't you?
Networker of the Year, yeah. And I was up against some incredible names in the industry, and so it was a great, achievement to be recognised for. You just have to keep going. You have to keep reinventing yourself and looking at new ways that are gonna work for you, I guess. And what I love about the Women in Business online is I do have that networking side to it, which is called, it's actually called 5 for 5. So everything is 5. There's 5 guest speakers. We have it's 4 till 5 p.m. on Thursday the 16th of December. We have 5 to 5 networking, which basically 5 guests can volunteer to talk about their business and what they do for a very fast pace. So it's literally like just who they are, what they do, and how we can follow them on Instagram. A bit like this. It's a little bit of like awareness for the guest as well. And then the guests then receive a delegate list to their email following the event, and connections are made. And it's just a brilliant feeling when, I get guests come, they come back to me and they say, oh my God, I'm now doing this. And I've actually seen guests form business partnerships from my events. And I've also been booked for events from doing this as well.
That is brilliant.
Win-win. Yeah.
That is, do you know what? It is fantastic. And, like I said, it's just really good to have got you in the Hive to talk about that and kind of spread about positivity. And also, I needed to pin you down now because we're getting into proper event season, Lynn, aren't we?
Oh my God, yeah. Christmas parties,
everything. I wouldn't be able to get you in a couple of weeks' time. So, it's great that you've come on the Hive. If anybody wants to follow you, I flashed up your Instagram at the edge of .events. And yeah, if you fancy joining Lynn on the 16th of December, do get in touch, and you'll have to come back on the show, Lynn, and we'll talk to you soon about some more stuff that you've got going ahead. But for now, have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your Prosecco, and I'll see you very soon.
Thank you. Before I go, Michelle, as well, I just wanted to say that, I love what Justine's doing, and I'm also an advocate of Mind. And the event, the Women in Business on the 16th of December, is supporting Mind in the way of generating awareness. And there's a link there that people can just donate to them as well. We've got a cocktail masterclass, so that you're already in the bar, so you can join in on there. Whoop.
I'm there.
And there'll be some live entertainment. So there's something for everyone. It's £10. The tickets, there's limited spaces. So yeah, just get in touch with me. And if you do want to book an event, definitely do it now, or a PR campaign, and I'd love to help you. So, and thank you for having me on.
No problem at all.
So great.
And that's brilliant that you're doing that for Mind. So absolutely fantastic. You take care, Lynn, and I'll see you very soon.
Thank you so much, Michelle. You take care. Bye.
Oh, she is absolutely fantastic, and her events are definitely top notch. And if you are kind of a bit of afraid of networking, I think, like I say, something like that does really ease you in, and you do get to meet some incredible, incredible women. But I'm gonna have to say goodbye myself. Me and my can of Heineken. Or actually, it's probably more likely to be apple Tizer Britfit. Still not drinking after my illness. What is wrong with me? I'm in a bar, for goodness sake, and all I want is a brew. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the show. It has been marvelous to be back in the Hive. And as I said, as of next week, we are sparkling it up. So please don't miss out. Our content is going to be everywhere. You can follow us, of course, on Facebook. If you are joining us on Facebook, you can see it's Live in the Hive, or you can follow us on Instagram or Twitter. We are Live in the Hive at 21. And you know what? If you just want to send us some love, give us an email. If you've got suggestions, or you are representing someone, or if you are from the world of theatre or an actor, a musician, give me an email and you could be on the show. liveinthehiveuk@gmail.com. Thank you so much for joining me. It has been a pleasure as always, and I will see you very soon. Have a fantastic Halloween, everybody. Bye for now.